Well, the time has come. The elevator is going to be no more. So yeah, last we left off, got the jetpack, which is pretty great for the mobility aspect. Got our fuel up and running, and we're going to be looking at making heavy modular frames. I've ultimately decided we're going to make 6 heavy modular frames per minute. I think that's going to be a very nice sum and should set us up for the future, hopefully. I say that with a grain of salt. I'm trying not to look ahead. I know the heavy modular frame builds into something else, but I don't want to look and see what that is, even though it could possibly save me hours upon hours of effort. I want to go into this a little blind and whatnot. So this is going to be a multi-episode project. I want to kind of bring you all along for this journey of trial and error. And some details about the build we can see over on the to-do list. We have the encased industrial beam, alternate recipe encased industrial pipe. It's really small lettering there. This is just to avoid the need of making steel beams. We also have the cast screw, so this is going to cut out a lot of rod production. We can just go straight into making screws. And then the steel frame alternate for the modular frame, so this way we can use the steel pipes to produce that, and again cut out the iron rod production, and then the solid steel ingot to make the most of our input. And then I'm missing one item. We're also going to be using the bolted iron plate. If I can find my mouse cursor. There we go. So yeah, we're going to be doing the bolted iron plate as well. Again, just to kind of simplify the overall process. So this will ultimately result in a pretty decent or pretty reasonable inputs. We're going to be using 813.33 repeated iron ore, 400 coal, and 450 limestone. And what I really like about that is that we can get all of that off of very little nodes. So one pure node for the coal and the limestone, since we can use a Mark II miner and get 480 out of it with some overclocking. And then also 480 times 2 is 960, and so that'll allow us to use 2 pure iron nodes for the iron that's going to be coming into the system. While I did take a brief look at what we have for unlocking Mark IV Logistics, 50 heavy modular frames, 100 computers, 160 encased industrial beams, and 166 rubber. I feel like that's supposed to be more. Let me, hold on. Yeah, okay, sorry. So 200 encased industrial beams, 400 rubber, 100 computers, and heavy modular frames. I was thinking to myself, I'm going to just craft that, so that way we can get that unlocked. And then I was checking my inventory to like, oh yeah, let me make room for going to get plastic. And we already have all of that, so we just need to go get some more rubber, I think. I don't think I have any left over here, so I'm gonna go get some rubber. And we can conveniently enough unlock Mark IV Logistics to make life a lot easier. So I'm going to go snag that, and then we'll be back here and we'll discuss where we're going to build this factory. All right, let's get these unlocked.
Milestone reached. The fuel generator will match power generation to the increased consumption of recently acquired technologies and buildings. Additionally, improved conveyor belts and lifts can now be constructed. Criterion scanning unlocked.
Wait, what did I just unlock? Oh, shoot. I completely missed the fact that the fuel generator was in there. Yeah, we're gonna automate heavy modular frames and computers first. for sure. But that's really exciting. I think with this being unlocked, if we... on my search, I did get a hard drive. There was one that didn't require any items, so I just went ahead and snagged it. But it would be really nice, because I'm pretty sure we don't have it unlocked. Yes, we do not have turbo fuel unlocked, but that would be an amazing grab. I'm hesitant on like the whole nuclear power bit. I mean, I know that's a ways off from what we're going to be needing, but turbo fuel I think would be a lot of fun. A huge build, thankfully not overly complicated per se, but yeah. Anyway, we have our Mark IV Logistics unlocked, so we'll probably go grab some Mark IV belts, but before we go do that, I came to the realization that we have a pure iron node here. We also have one over there, which we'll tap into. Actually, we'll leave this here because we want the basic production. We do have a decent amount of steel pipes and steel beams saved up. We're not going to need that much for this build in terms of actually producing the items, or the structures. And then we also have this pure concrete node, which we can tap into as well. And we're going to build the heavy modular frame factory right here. So we're going to get rid of the elevator and whatnot. Make sure I actually have room. Okay, so I ended up grabbing some more fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and park this. Actually, I'll put some in the truck here. Storage. I think that would probably be a good amount to hold. Maybe we can bin some of this stuff for now. It's plastic. And keeping a couple stacks on us. A couple stacks of rubber. Don't need these. I also printed out some coupons. Ooh. There we go. Have that happen a little faster. Printed out some coupons to possibly utilize some of the decorative items here, the patterns, like everything else we have unlocked. At least to my knowledge, until I guess Mark III. I think this requires circuit boards or high-speed connectors or something like that, which I'm not too worried about right now. So yeah, all we would really be looking to purchase are these printable patterns here. I'm not sure what yet, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I guess for now, probably just store these coupons in here. So yeah, we're going to get rid of our elevator. And I think we might need to move the copper production. Actually, maybe we don't even need to disassemble the elevator. We could probably build our heavy modular frame factory right here in this area. It's going to be quite large. Actually, let's do this. I'm going to go get some more encased industrial beams just to have on hand for our Mark IV belts. And I'll go ahead and plug in all of the items into our to-do list over here on the right as to what we're going to need to actually build this factory, and then make sure we have all of those items on hand. Okay, we had our encased industrial beams here. I forgot that we had affixed the tractor to bring them over, which is great. I don't have to walk for those. We still have to walk for the reinforced iron plates, modular frames, etc. But that is what it is. But yeah, we have our to-do list complete over on the right, so let's kind of go over that real quick. Wish there was a... Without having to bring up this menu, I wish there was a way I could just go into the to-do list. So we need 4 Mark II miners, 2 for the iron, 1 for the coal, 1 for the concrete or limestone. We need 10 foundries for our solid steel ingots. We need 20 assemblers. Technically it's 18.33, but based on how it's divvied up, we're going up to 20. 28 smelters, technically, I think 27 or 26 or something like that. I'm just running up to the nice even number for some symmetry. 56 total constructors in general for a lot of different things, and then 3 manufacturers. So some of the rounding is to just kind of, like I said, get up to an even number for some symmetry in the build process, just to make also some load balancing easier. I think it would be nice to load balance all of this in a somewhat reasonable manner. It is going to be a very large factory. If we kind of take into account the build tree, which I'll put up on screen here. Well, actually, here we'll just cut to that being looked at. Okay, so we have our 27.2 smelters rounded up to 28. We actually pull this back a little bit to kind of sort this out in columns as to what's being produced and where. This can kind of help make things a little easier to follow and kind of reference. Actually, yeah, we'll just kind of keep that. Somewhere's in the middle here. Bring this down as well. We'll bring this over in line with this. Anyway, so yeah, we have our miners. That's going to be coming in. So we have a direct into 28 smelters, and 400 ingots are going to be fed into the foundries. So that's going to be a decent amount. So I'm wondering if, I guess if we're looking for some symmetry, right? We'll have 5 foundries on one side, 5 on the other, and they take up, we'll call it approximately 1.5, we'll call it 2 foundations. So that's 20 foundations. I'm sorry, I'm splitting it in half, so it's 5. So it's 10 foundations on either side, left and right. Looking at our smelters, it's going to be 14 on either side, and that would probably be 14 foundations. So that's 24 foundations in length just for the machinery. We'll add on an extra 10 as buffer. So what did I say? 10, 14, 24. Plus, we'll call it 30. 30 foundations in length. At least based on the first floor. Let's take a look at the next floor, probably. Actually, I'm going to make a note of that on the side here. Okay. So we then have 20 constructors and 6, so it's 10 and 3. So that is 10, 3 plus some buffer in between. That's only 13. So if we maybe bring the constructors for the steel pipes into play here, we're looking at 10, 3, 10, 23. Which puts us pretty much at our cap. So first floor is 24. Actually, no, I said 30. For floor 1. And this is 23 for here. Then that would pretty comfortably fit within that 30. That gives us some buffer in between groupings. So we could do like a group of 6, a group of 10 or 20, and another group of 20. It's like 10, 3, 10, and then 10, 3, 10. That'll be actually some kind of nice symmetry too, because we can have it 10 on one side of the length, 3 in the middle, and then 10 on the other, which would be really neat looking probably. And then we're going to have on the next floor, let's see, it's getting a little hairy here. It's down to kind of help it make a little bit more sense. We're going to have 2 assemblers. So we're going to have a 1, a 5, 4. So 1 and 5 is 6, so that's 10 assemblers. overall on one side, and those take up, we'll call it 2 foundations. So that's 20, and a little bit of buffer in between. So we're looking at a factory that's going to be 30 foundations in length. And for a comfortable margin, I'm thinking probably 7 foundations wide. So let's jump back in game and see what that's going to look like. Okay. So let's grab our handy dandy foundation. I try to double jump thinking I'm in creative mode. So let's kind of get some perspective first and kind of see where we're thinking about building. So we have our 1 pure coal node over here. I guess actually, or sorry, pure iron over here. We got 3 coal over there, and we have our limestone over there. I think we might have... This might be a pure limestone. Yes, okay. So we can do pure... Everything can be over here and kind of merge into one central direction, then come over to here. And we can maybe try and build along here. So let's kind of get an idea of where we kind of want to start placing some foundations. And also we want to snap to the world grid. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna go wider than that. We're gonna go 9 wide. Alright, so we're gonna take 2 off on this side. Maybe we do 8. I think 8 feels pretty good. We'd have 2 foundations in the middle. Although this might feel a little better. Just to give us some breathing room. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be like one of those go big or go home type factories. I think we just go big. The other consideration, I guess, is based on how this is all stacking up, we're just gonna have 3 lonely manufacturers up on the top floor, which I find kind of humorous. I think that'll be all right. So, actually, sorry, I was getting distracted with going to get the materials that we need on the right there, but not necessary at this point. So we're looking at a length of 30. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, geez. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. Man, this is gonna be big. Then what did we say we're doing on the width? 9, so it's 1 plus 8. Maybe we shift over, maybe we start here. We got clean direction over here. That's pretty clean over here. The one other kind of consideration, which actually let's go. I want to try and I don't want to get too distracted here, but I wonder about trains. Oh, I don't even think trains are until the next tier. Oh, here they are. We can unlock trains. Just to get a sense of size. Okay, so we need 9 more heavy modular frames. What are we missing from this? We need screws and modular frames. Okay. I'm gonna go unlock trains. I know we're kind of jumping around a little bit. Oh wait, here we have these. Don't need these right now. Grab this. I know we're gonna need the screws as well. Trash the wire. Trash the rods. But I think allowing us to... I think that might be enough. I don't know, we'll see. Possibly being able to accommodate a rail system coming in and out, I think would be a practical approach. So if we can maybe build the monorail system underneath the factory, that could potentially allow us, you know, kind of figure out what's the height that we need. And hopefully, you know, it works out later to be able to do that. So we need more steel pipes. Do we have enough room? We do not. Okay. I'll just tuck those over there real quick. But I think it'd be really cool to kind of build that in, you know, kind of like what we did with the tractor. This can kind of just help us be a little bit more future ready. I don't remember how many I needed, but I think that should be good. And I'm definitely glad we unlocked the jetpack because that's making life a lot easier. It's also trippy not having the space elevator to kind of inform where I'm at. Okay. Ta-da!
Milestone reached. A new set of buildings and vehicles needed for long-range transportation has been made available. In addition to built-in power conduction, rail-based transit ensures increased efficiency and reliability for both the transport of pioneers and cargo.
That's pretty chunky. Ain't gonna lie. You know, here's, I guess, well, okay. I can see the rail system being of benefit, not necessarily for bringing these heavy modular frames to this other location. Simply because we're not making a lot. I almost wonder if it would be more practical to not use the train. Now, I could see using the monorail system or the train system because we can auto sort the inventory when it's dropped off, right? So we can have a pretty sizable train loop. It picks up a lot of different things, it brings it to one central location, and then out it goes. But man, that's huge. This is exciting though. This is the first time I've legitimately unlocked. Well, I did in my very first playthrough. I've unlocked trains, but I never actually built anything because I didn't automate heavy modular frames or computers. So, that's big. Let's see how it stacks compared to what we're actually got going on. I'll grab some more concrete while we're at it too. So like, let's say we wanted to build the train station on the very bottom here. Let's build higher than this. Also, okay, so let's say this looks like it's about the highest point. besides that. I mean, if we're really focusing on just this passageway here, and like the train could... Ooh. How far down can we go? Maybe we bring the factory down a little further. So if we're at 30, let's add on... Let's add on another 10, just to kind of see where that goes. Okay. So maybe we bring 3 out here. Actually, we keep that there. If we bring the rail system through here, stops here, and then maybe loops up and out that way and over, perhaps. I know you definitely like want to try and be decently methodical with your rail system and it's how it's like functioning and whatnot. Also, I wonder, can you do a two-way rail system where it can come in, park, and then leave? Or does it have to continuously go in one loop? I guess that's a... Let me know in the comments below. But, well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter because we're going to decide how to do this now. In theory, too, we could always just put the factory in a more open position. Like, why do we need to put it right next to those nodes, per se? Could we not make advantage or take advantage of all of this real estate that we have out here? Ooh, one thing I did actually install is this. Save settings. Yes. Okay. So this way we don't have to deal with the nighttime stuff anymore. We can just get perpetual daytime. Maybe I'll do some nighttime shots or something like that and let it happen, but that is one mod I definitely did want to get installed. Yeah, maybe we do that. Maybe we bring the factory out, or I mean, we got room. I think this is one of the other, like, this is what challenged me a lot when I was first playing, is just because analysis paralysis and just having too many options on what to do and always like wanting to try and do what's best and not allowing yourself to possibly make a mistake. You know, it's like, let's weigh the pros and cons. What's the mistake that we could make if we built the factory here and we don't really have like the adequate space for the train station? Okay, let's just pipe the heavy modular frames out to somewhere else. Like out there into a train station that the train can get more, or it can get better access to. Although I just think a train coming down and in and under the factory would be freaking cool. So I want to do that. I want to do what's cool. So I think that'll be the play. Let's kind of take a look. Let's see, I think I can at least build the rail. So if we build the rail, kind of want to see what, you know, if we, sorry, let's first get this sorted. So we built 3 on the extra, so we need to shave off 7 here. Oop. $30, right? Okay. And then we're going to trim this. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. Defend the maybe the rail just kind of focuses on this side because it's not that long. Or wide, rather. How many foundations wide is this thing? Or, sorry, we'll call it 5. We need computers and heavy modular frames. All right, so so we can have constant reference. Ooh, actually here, we can just do this. I guess also how long do we want the station to? Is this going to anything important? This power? No, it's just powering a miner that's not even working. That was just a test. So we can just get rid of that. Oh, the boxes though. Oh. Yeah, we don't need the screws. We have already done everything that we need to do with that. All right, we're good over there. Okay. Train station is, we'll call that the middle. So it's 5 by 2. So it's too long. Or 2 in length. What is it? It's 1 station per car, probably. We'll call it a 5-car train, I suppose. So I guess actually the question is also the freight platform. So we'll probably have it load and unload from that side. So yeah, 5 by 2. So let's do this. We'll go with one more. So this is the floor. And we're going how far? I guess we can go back a little bit. Or no, this is the length that we decided. That's right. So we can get 1, 2, 3, 4 lengths before we have any issue. You know, I mean, do we really want to build on the world grid now either? Do we want to just allow for the trains, like, because trains curve, you know, we don't need it to be absolutely perfect. I think the world grid would be kind of dope, because when we do create the road systems that we already have, so like these, for example, this can fit a train, its height. So I kind of wonder, you know, that's why I'm like, let's build on the world grid. I think that might actually be the better plan. So I guess the consideration could also be, you know, what did we say? It's 5 wide? Not 4 wide, but 5 wide. So I want to be careful for the tractor coming through. This could actually work because we have this space down here as well. I think because this will be besides that little piece right there. I don't think that should interfere. Right? Yeah, we can just kind of build. Actually, it'll be not even on that. It'll be here. So what does that give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. That's not bad. I think that's pretty good. So this just becomes the floor. This doesn't even become like, this is the basement. This is the bottom of the basement here. Oh man, this is gonna take some time. I wonder if the smart mod still exists. The zooping, not bad, but smart mod, that's where it's at. To get all this built. So yeah, I'm going to kind of tidy up what we have going on here. I think I might also revise our tractor. Well, we can just kind of build. Yeah, I'm going to tidy this up a little bit and just get this whole space ready for working, in working condition to just start building. And I'm also going to go inquire about smart mod just because it's mass construction, still uses the resources. So I don't think it's really cheating. It's just a huge time save, and just based on my busy schedule and wanting to produce content, yeah, I think that makes the most sense. It's going to enable me to do that. So yeah, all right. See you in a little bit. All right, so we revised our tractor path. It just does like a little loop on the other side of this little mound here. I did also bring this up another 8 meters, this space here, just so that way we have some logistical wiggle room underneath when it comes to bringing the stuff down to the train. You know, this train might be a little overkill for kind of what we're doing here. Now, like, I've been thinking a little bit more about it, but I think it'll work. I got smart installed so we can just more easily build stuff, you know, and it uses the material, like I said. So just going to be a lot simpler to do this. And what's nice too is I can build, you know, a 30 foundation space with a single click, which is really nice. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out. Smart mod, really fantastic. There's a good bit you can do with it in terms of like offsets and rules and stuff like that. So in terms of the train station, so we're still going to keep that here. We'll have it on this be the middle, if you will. And then we'll build up on the outsides just because the factory is going to be over to here. So the thought is actually here, we're going to have that be the middle, go out this way. I wonder if we make this whole thing 9 wide. I think doing it 9 wide, making this the middle. Let's see. This we won't be able to get rid of. But let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could possibly tuck it. Shift Z. Let's see. We could make this the middle, because I want to try and hide this little stone and probably this as well. So just trying to figure out the best way to maybe try and do that. You know, in theory, we could use half foundations, so we could build here, but then do this, for example. Looks like Smart doesn't work for this. But we could do it like that. Why are they different colors? Oh, it depends on the rotation? Interesting. Alright, well, that's good to know. So we could do something, actually, let's get our freight platform. So we could do something, in theory, like this. We could even get a little tighter on the tolerance, I think. You know, so it was 6 heavy modular frames and 2 computers. Let's actually just allow us to build a couple of these, or at least one of them, so we can get an idea of the logistics. I think that's the smarter play, rather than just kind of best guessing it. Oh, do I need to build a train station first? Oh, sheesh. Okay. Let's build this back a little bit then. And kind of, yeah, let's just do this. I want to get this figured out. Let me go ahead and also turn off global illumination. Is that forced? Upscaling? Could I just do no upscaling? Doesn't change the frame rate, but I think it makes everything smoother and cleaner. All right, sorry, a little distraction there. Options, video. Turn this off. All right, so we can definitely better see what we got going on here. So this is the front. We're gonna have the train coming on here. So we'll call it there. What do we need for a freight platform? We need 4 more heavy modular frames. Okay. I'm thinking, I guess it wouldn't matter if this is pretty much centered. Okay. So we have that. Let's maybe we I wonder what this would look like and if it would look really silly. Is it Shift Z? No, Z just goes up. I don't want to build too many. But I wonder if clipping would work and feel okay. Honestly, I think that works. I don't mind that. And then we just clip. Yeah, we just build this as needed. But I like the cleanness that we get here with it. it's just lined up, if you will. Maybe even be intentional and do that on this side as well. Now, is it the same? Yeah, looks like it would be the same. I guess where does power come from? Okay, power comes from up top here. So this could just go into the ceiling or something like that. How do we feel about the height? The gap between the bottom here and this. I think that's not bad. I mean, because ideally what we could do so that's 2. And then or maybe we, instead of doing the tilted wall, we do the actual proper foundation. So that would be this. Oh, what did I just do? All right. I think it's just the 2. No, that's the middle. Hold on a second. Jeez Louise. Okay, yeah, I was right. Then we go down. Do something like that. Let me go grab something real quick. I know we're kind of getting caught up on the details. We're supposed to be making a heavy modular frame factory, but just a little bit of proofing to make sure that this idea is even gonna work, or at least look good. You know, like I said, I want it to be cool. And I think this will be a really cool idea to try and get some lighting. Lighting in here. Although I don't have the large ones unlocked, do I? Wait, do I not? I do. But they require crystal oscillators. That's right. Oh man. Maybe that's something we work on. For now, I'll use these small squares. No, I'm not going to do that. But possibly putting some lighting underneath here. You know what? rips, cables, and quartz. We got quartz. I'll take a look at that. But I think this will work for now. We got the logistics spacing underneath here. We got some space over here for the belting to come up onto this level. So like that's output, this is input. Oh wait, that's input. Right, so we can bring our logistics up into this space here. No problem, you know, this will get balanced out like this. And we'll just have a static or a flat, completely flat floor. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get this whole bit. Well, I feel like we're kind of at a pretty decent length for this episode, even though we unfortunately didn't get too much done. But I also don't want it to last too long. I think this is just kind of be like a little bit of a growing pains process to start learning and understanding silica and steel beams. Just how much effort is going to be involved in not effort, I'm sorry, but just the notion of how to best pace what I'm like recording and showing and how that's stacking up overall in terms of total cut length of the final product. So I'll go ahead and get this base floor at least complete so we can more properly say that we broke ground on this project, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we have I got the base floor initially set up. So what I did here is we have a 9-meter gap, so we got a standard wall, height, 1-meter wall, and then enough for a full wall. The thought here is I'm not going to build the walls quite yet, just because I don't know if I want to do solid or possibly the glass here. I just don't have the silica on me to kind of build them right now. So, but we know at least there are going to be walls here. So we have that all the way down. I built an observation tower at the middle point, so it's 30 wide. So this is 15 and 15 left and right. So this is the center. And then in terms of the placement of our first floor, so we're going to have the 10 foundries and 28 smelters. I've already actually placed some of them. Although I've placed the foundries just kind of explore some of the spacing, but I wanted to show off the smart mod. So let's do the foundries first. So we still have that red arrow, so we can actually build multiples at the same time how we want. So we can do this. We can even really, if we wanted to, build multiples like this. I don't know why you would really need to do that necessarily, but you can. Hey, fun fact. And you can also go up too, I suppose, interestingly enough. But the other thing that you can do is, and I think I'm going to need to reassort the keybind here, but if you hold P by default, you can increase the spacing. So this sets it at 6 meters, which based on what I'm seeing here is a full foundation width essentially. So this allows us to affect the spacing, and I want to I'm going to place them on the half foundation in, if you will. So probably something like this here I think would work. We have a gap of 3 over on the far end, which I think is nice. I am curious, so let's just go ahead and get these placed. And then what we can do is we can do the same thing for the smelters. We're going to place 14, like so. And then if we do the P again, or actually let's do hold. So I think I can, yeah. So let's just do hold because this is potentially where we want to see it. And if we do 2 meters, if we look at the preview in the upper left corner, we can see that it's lined up centered on the foundations all the way across the board, but we have a gap of 2 down there. So what we could do is we can go like this. We have each one aligned on the center of the foundation. We have a gap of 3 on the end. We have a gap in between here, and we have a gap of 3 at the end here. So this creates some nice symmetry, I think. It would probably be a good layout. And this also gives us some wiggle room for logistics on the foundries because it's got the double input. You know, the 14... Oh, jeez. The 14 smelters we have on each side is a little tricksy, possibly, if we're going to try and load balance. I would like to. You know, we can do a 1-to-7 split and then split that twice, which I have no problem doing. That's a pretty easy split to do. So I think it's just a matter of getting the other smelters placed in the correct position. And let's just go ahead and open up our menu here so we can look at our keybinds. P is spacing. We're going to go ahead and do... Let's see, primary action key is left shift, secondary action Z. So if we did spacing, wonder what is not really in use. We could do V, I think. V is not a keybind. So yeah, we can do V as our split here. Update it. You can only add to this via the editing the game install directory configs smart foundations config. Okay, so we'll just use P for now then. It's not a problem. We can go ahead and place this. Let's just kind of look at how we're stacking this. So the front feet come to the middle of the foundation. So that would be here. And we're going in the right direction. We're going to go to 14. We can press H to hold once more, which I think is a great function. So is the preview camera. And then we hit P twice to get in and out of the menu. We can see that it lines up, which is fantastic. Place. We'll do the same thing for our foundries here. Let's see how these line up. Same thing, feet come to the middle of the foundation actually, so that's nice. Comes here. 5. 6. Now the one thing I am curious about is, can we do the same thing with these? No. Okay, so we still have to manually place the lift floor holes. I'm curious. I don't think I have the stuff on me to build it. I still need, yes, steel beams. I wonder if it's possible to do the floor holes with the foundries. And then can we... Okay, so we cannot use smart for blueprints. That would have... Alright, so that rules it out. We're just going to have to manually place all of this. So... Oh, this is going to be such a build. This is the buildest build. The biggest build that I will have done to date. And also the farthest... I would say I've progressed naturally in terms of formally building an independent, or formally building a dedicated heavy modular frame factory. In my first playthrough, I did it a little haphazardly. I had my 10 modular frame factory that we have the guide for. I built that, and then I my haste / laziness, I went I went ahead and just piped over everything else that I needed, and then put a manufacturer on top of the heavy modular frame factory and called it a day. It was not efficient. I can promise you that. It was pretty terrible. I don't know, I feel like that might be overkill on the rods, but we'll see. So, anyway, I'm gonna get the rest of these floor holes placed, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we have everything, we have all the floor holes in place, all the lifts attached, going down below. So let's go take a look and kind of see how crazy this might end up being. I mean, it's not gonna be very crazy, to be fair. Got a missed lift placement. Easily fixable. Looks like it's... Oh, okay. Duh. Honestly, it's not that bad, to be completely fair. I mean, because what do we have? Inputs on the outside? Yeah. So this is pretty standard affair. It's going to be on the middle here, so it's going to be a split. We could do a split from the back. This could afford us some space for that 1x7. So let's go to the middle. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that makes this the middle here. The split for this is pretty simple. If I can remember how to do this. Nope, it's not right. There we go. Oh, I can't fit there. Alright, let's maybe free up some space then. 6, 7. Okay, so this is the middle here. That's not what we want. So whenever you do an odd split, or a prime split, I should say, it's like this doesn't count for a 3. Whenever you do a prime split, it's like a 5, a 7, an 11, a 13, etc., etc. You always start with the merge. So we're going to split in the middle first. Conveyor merger, splitter. I'm not sure how I feel about having belt and pipe logistics all in the same bar. Let me switch this real quick. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, oh. 3, 4. Okay. Just being able to quickly toggle with the keyboard is more muscle memory compliant. We're going to be bringing X amount of iron ore. I think it's like 813.33 repeated. Bringing that up into all of these splitters, or smelters rather. So we'll do a split here, and then you want to start with a merge. So we'll actually start it right off the bat. Well, let's actually give ourselves some breathing room. So let's just do one over here, because we don't need to worry about the output. The output's going to come up onto this floor here, ultimately. So anything we do down here, we have plenty of room to do it. So we're going to take that merger and we're going to put a splitter in front of it. And essentially what we're looking to do here is create... we want to split for 9. Okay, so we're going to split once, and then we're going to split, go here, here. Actually, let's bring this closer then. Just make it all... How did I do that? That's weird. Do it like this. And also, just to kind of make this easier to follow along, I do remember this was some feedback on a previous build. Let's go with, you know what, I'm feeling yellow. Okay. Well, I think maybe the green sticks out more. Go with the green. Yeah. Okay, for demonstration purposes. So, we have our splitter into 3 additional splitters. And then we're going to get our 3, 3, and 3 to give us our 9 belts in total. So if we're routing this, let's do 813.33 divided by 28. So it's going to be 29.04. So we can treat this pretty typical affair, if you will. So this belt that's coming off, well, we have Mark IV belts unlocked. Let's just maybe set that as our default. Right, we have 240. Okay, so it's not a lot. I can go get some. Is it off in this direction? Yes. Let me just go grab these cased industrial beams real quick. Oh, I thought I had them there. Maybe we used them all, or I think I stored them over there actually, but we have some here. So we'll just grab that. So yeah, I'll recap once we get back up here since I kind of stopped midway through kind of explaining this. Start with the merger. Like so. Split 3 times so we can create 9 belts. We can take these 3 and run however we like. We can take 2 from here and run those down to there, and then 2 from here and run it down to there. Then we take the 3rd belt and we loop it back in to the merger. So do it like this. I kind of like the 45 degree. I'm not opposed to it. So let's set up our splitters in between here. We can actually just set them up in our standard fashion. We'll just have them facing the center here, like so. Like channeling my inner guide. We actually do need to kind of condense this just based on that being the input. Yeah, we could. Yeah. Because that's going to be an input, right? Yeah, okay. So we're going to back this up a little bit. My mistake. I thought we would have ample room. So we'll just kind of condense this down a good bit. So same thing. Got our splitter. We're just going to place our merger straight in front. Like so. And then we'll do our split. Our split. Split and split. So this is just a super condensed 7-way splitter or load balancer. Make sure everything was loaded up, or connected rather. And so we're going to have one, let's see, one, so it's going to go to there. Okay, so let's just get the rest of our splitters in place here then. And that's it. Okay. So these 3 are going to come from this splitter here. We need to be conscientious of how this is going to be splitting out though. So we're going to do 1 belt. It's going to come all the way down to here. This will come all the way down to here. What? Oh, I double clicked. Okay. You can bring this to here. This is a straight shot. Voila. So to kind of explain how this works, we have our single line coming through here. This goes into the merger. We're splitting it out into what would normally be 9 lines. So this is balanced if you think of this as an output. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're distributing those 9 lines evenly. The way the splitters and specifically work, so when it splits, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, repeat, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So based on that logic, this comes back in, and the easiest way I think I can explain this is because this item is a 1, it's going to go back in. When it comes back through, it's going to go to a 2. The next one that comes through here is going to come back in and go to a 3. And so it will evenly distribute this line again through the whole system. And so because we're doing that symmetrically, it'll work. You know, say you wanted to do 5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would be coming off of, say, this belt? So if we just completely destroyed this splitter and these 3 lines, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 endpoints. This would be 6, but because this 6 lines coming back in and how the coding or the logistics work of the splitters and how it distributes, that this line gets redistributed through all of those lines again, giving you a balanced output. So to get 14, it's easier to go with the 7 and then split each of those lines into 2. And so now we can just take our lifts and connect them up like so. We have a load balanced segment. Now all we got to do is repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we have that all load balanced up, nice symmetrical, open, clean overall, I would say, which is quite nice. So the one consideration here is kind of, all right, so our coal that we're going to be utilizing is over here. The iron is over there, and so is the limestone. So what I'm thinking we'll do is we'll route the coal, bring it all into one single line because it's only 400 coal coming into the system. Bring the coal in over there at some point down below because we don't have the train station until over here, so we have plenty of space here for logistics. Bring the coal up, we'll run the coal all the way down here into the middle and cross over and deal with all of this. The consideration here is our output. So we have iron and actually, I'm sorry, we have iron ingots coming into the foundries, not coal. So let's actually look at our recipe here. So yeah, we just have iron ingots coming in. We don't need all of the ingots coming over. So let me just take a second and pause and figure this out real quick. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of theory crafting here. Not theory crafting, but concepting. We need to bring 400 ingots from this system over into the foundries. I think the way that we're going to do that is flood a belt of 480 ingots. We can use that. We can do that with a smart splitter, so we can force outputs onto the 480 belt, and then whatever doesn't work will flop, if you will. The other consideration is, so let's see, if we have each one making, let's see, 480 divided by 29.04. So we need to take, oh wait, we have 17 on one side. No, we have 14 on one side. And the output's going to be 29 something because it's it's 813.33 divided by 30. Nope, that's not right. I was almost right. All right, so it's 813.33 repeated divided by 28 smelters, so it's 29.04. 4880 divided by 29.04 gives us 16.52. So we'll call it 18 because we're working with symmetry here. So that's 9 on each side. Ooh, I wonder if that'll work in this instance. I don't think it will. So the thought I had is we could just take an output from a splitter and then merge all that into a line, and where that breakpoint is, if this can't split in this direction anymore, it'll force it in the other direction. So it's kind of like an overflow system, and the bottleneck will be a 480 line. So if we can flood the 480 line, then everything will back up in the other direction. But based on this value, the 16.52, that means that we need 17 splitters to do it. So I guess let's do 9 times. Gives us 260 times 2 is 522 minus 4 times 29.04. Or is it 2? It's 2. 9 times 29.04. So this gives us 261. What if we did 8? Yeah, that leaves us shy. So I think if we did the 9. Oh man, if I'm wrong with this though. So if we did at the 9th smelter here, this output becomes a split. So here, just note that it's actually so this would here, I guess we can kind of skirt around. I don't have the half. I do. Okay. I'm wondering maybe we use floor holes. I can rebelt these. So yeah, I'll rebelt these. We're gonna cut through it. So if this is splitting, we want to position the splitter, I think here. Yep. So this splits. It combines with the, what is it? 8 times 29.04 times 2 gives us 464. Okay, so that's close. And then plus 2 times 29.04 puts us over the top. So yeah, I think that should work. So we split here, and then this will merge. Hold. Validate location. I feel like that's a bug. Maybe it's because of the soft clearance. It doesn't work. And we have the stuff above blocking it, which is okay. So this splits down the line. And this all, yeah, we don't actually need to do all of that right now. So it'll end up here, put a merger in line with everything. I think it goes, yeah. Merge will here, go here. We can even do a floor hole coming down. And then this will merge here. Along with another 480 line, or another belt. This will go out into 480. Okay, so if we look over in the to-do list on the right, we have 480 minus 120 plus 40. So the thought here is we place a splitter. Ooh, okay, so this is where it's going to get a little tricksy. It's so weird when you're working with stuff like this and you're still trying to load balance. Okay, so let's pause for a sec to not overcomplicate. We could, in theory, solid steel ingot, we're making 60 per minute. And we have 10. So, in theory, we could just overflow the system, and we can load balance overflow. So, if we set Mark 1s for the input, I mean, it's going to be restricted by the output anyway, but if we set Mark 1s for the input, that will inherently load balance. And that would allow us to just kind of let this back up naturally. We don't really need to... Oh, jeez. Yeah. The way I was thinking about doing it was, okay, let's pull off 480. Let's pull off 120 on a Mark II belt. And then let's split that into 2 lines of 60. And then from one of those lines, let's merge that twice, get us 40, loop that back into this line. And then that extra goes all the way back to wherever this goes, which would be a lot of belting. If we just simply combine all this onto a belt, load balance it, call it a day, fine. So then the challenge here specifically is load balancing 2 inputs across 2 floors while also respecting the output needs. So if we wanted to... Let me double check one thing. Okay, I'm glad I checked. So we're going to have an output of 600 steel ingots. The good news is they're all going to the same location to make steel pipes. The downside is it's 600 units, and we're limited by our Mark IV belts. So that means we're going to have independent outputs for each side to give us 300 on one side, 300 on the other. So that's going to create a little bit of extra logistical complications as well. What we could do is if we merge all of these onto a system here. So like stuff down there, we merge off into this direction. We would still be able to run the logistics down below, and we can do a 5-way split here while respecting this space to come down and merge. Like so. So let's actually just go ahead and get these in place then. Okay. So to still respect this space, we need to not build this area. The same thing for this side. So let's just focus on here. So we have the single line of 400 coming through. We're going to have probably a second line. So here's where we can do some vertical load balancing. Actually, I need to get up in here. Let's go ahead and actually get the other floor holes in place. So here's center. We could bring it all the way out. I don't see why not, I suppose. Or actually, let's bring it out center based on what's what. So we're going to call left the iron ingots, the right will be the coal. This gets connected. And then what we'll do is we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go up like so. So we'll have that there. Same thing as the 7-way split. We're going to start with a merge. And then we're going to, let's see, we'll do, yeah, we'll go, wait, is this the merger? Okay, sorry. We need one more split. And then we need to do 2 splitters off of here. So we're going to get a line of 2 lines of 6. Or sorry, you get 6 lines by splitting this output twice. So we'll go, yeah, we'll just keep it symmetrical, if you will. So we need a belt that's going to loop back in. We'll make that this one. Which then means, I need to change the orientation. Wait, can I not do that? Hold on. Change. Is that a smart mod issue? I thought R was supposed to be, you can change the direction of what you're doing. All right. Let's just go ahead and do this then. Not that. I think smart mod, but yeah, I think smart mod's interfering with the ability to change the orientation or the direction of the lift. Ooh, it's gonna be a little tight. Maybe we need to use a half foundation to kind of honor what we got going on over here, which I think will be fine. In terms of the coal that we're going to be balancing on top as well. Because if we just do it like this, we could... Oh man, that's annoying. I can't switch the orientation. Okay, I got all placed, so we should be able to just do this normally now. In theory, I might be able to make that work, but not for what comes out of the front of that splitter. Yeah, it'll be a little tight. I think we're gonna just need to redo these foundations here. Let's do that now. Do half foundation. And that'll give us the, yeah, that'll give us the room that we need. Okay, that'll work. This will need to be an immediate right turn to make way for the other belt. That'll be coming out the top. Oh, this doesn't go here. This comes out over to here. Like that. Now the two-story is going to be a little tricky as well. But I will do this best I can. So we're going to do the same thing. Splitter, or sorry, merger. Output in the right direction. And then we're going to do a split. So we took the exact same thing on the ground floor here and just lifted it up to the right. So same thing. So then this will go here. But I can't switch the orientation, so I need to build the belt out first. And I'm going to destroy this and bring this back in clean. Do it like that. And then I think we're actually going to do the same thing for all of these. Let's see, actually. I think it'll be here. No. Oh. Ah! There we go. Yep, and then this will come down to here. Just to do the other side. Okay, so this is where we might need to kind of well, actually, no, this will fit. This will work. A little tight. Oh, are we out of... Yes, we are. Alright, well, I will remember to... Totally remember to upgrade the belt speed here. I guess actually we could probably... Ooh, that's kind of gross. We could probably... Mark 1s would actually be appropriate here, to be completely fair. At least on the output belts. Just make sure I got everything correct. Okay. So this gets a little awkward, I suppose. I wonder if... I want to be able to come back and bring it down, unfortunately. You know, the other consideration, which is totally fine too, as long as we just are symmetrical with it. Just do this. Oh. So we want it to come out. Nope. Yeah, do it like that. And that's how we load balance. And then we just fix this belt here. Comes out of this one. Do it like that. So we have double two. What is this? Interesting. We got two separate individual load balancers, and we're just gonna repeat this on the exact same side. But based on how long this is taken and me explaining through these, you know, I know it's probably turned out to be a pretty long episode. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Good phase one, I would argue. Getting this all sorted out, getting Mark 4 Logistics unlocked, which is going to be huge for this factory to get it up and running immediately. Plus also getting, what else do we do? Trains. Yeah, we got the monorail system unlocked as well. So we shall continue on in the next one, and we'll wrap it up here. Well, definitely a long episode, that's for sure. Going to be a long build, that's for sure as well. And it's a little intimidating to get this started and whatnot, especially to take on heavy modular frames after a pretty long hiatus, but I know how it turns out. I'm really excited for it. I'm here for it. I hope you all are too. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like. It does help out the channel. And if you want to see more content in the future, be sure to subscribe if you're not already. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.